Good morning, good morning. It's me, Flylady Kat, and I'm here today to give you peace in your life, control in your home, and to help you learn how to finally love yourself. Let me put this on live chat. There we go. And welcome you to my channel. So today is Friday. We have a 3-layer cake. The first layer is our routines. The second layer is our zone, and the third layer is our basic weekly plan. So we're going to start with our 5 routines. First routine is your morning routine. That's when you get up, make your bed, swish and swipe your toilet and sink, get yourself ready, get your makeup on, put your jewelry on, get dressed, go to the kitchen, empty the dishwasher or the dish rack, and start breakfast. And then you do it for your children, put them through their morning routine. The second thing you want to do is put on some laundry. Mine's going in the background. The third is you want to go through an inch of paper if you still have it. The fourth is after your meals, especially dinner, but after every meal that you put your dishes in the dishwasher or you wash them up. After dinner routine includes wiping the counters down, wiping the table, the stove, washing your pots and pans, cleaning the floor a little bit. That's your after dinner routine, and that's done as a family. And then the final thing is your before bed routine, which includes, again, taking care of your children and then yourself, getting yourselves ready for bed, preparing for tomorrow. Okay, our zone. We're in the last day of zone 1. We've had a long week of zone 1. Your zone 1 should be looking pretty darn good. If you had to declutter, perhaps you got it all done. If you didn't, I know it's nice and deep cleaned and looks very presentable when people come to any entryway of your home. That's it. So we're going to start with our routine, followed by our zone, followed by our basic weekly plan. So it's the morning routines of yourself, your laundry, and your paper if you have it, followed right after that with the zone, followed right after that with the basic weekly plan. So that's followed today by the zone of the entryway, followed by the basic weekly plan of Friday. And Friday is car and purse day, super simple day. It's also date night, so I hope you've got that planned. Remember, date night, if you have a spouse, does not include your children. It's for you too, just for you two. Because one day your children will leave and you must have a nice relationship to have the rest of your life based on. So now's the time to learn to stay in love with each other, to practice relating to each other, to not involving the kids in every aspect of your relationship. I'm not saying you don't love your children immensely, but your first love was your husband, and he's your last love, because at some point your children will grow up and they will go away, and they will start their own life. They'll always love you, but your husband is your partner for life. Okay? If you don't have a husband, then go out with your friends, or do something by yourself, or do something with your children. That's a possibility. All right. It is also 3 clutter checks today and every day of your life. 3 clutter checks until you don't have the habit of cluttering anymore and your family doesn't have the habit of cluttering anymore, because habit is like the ocean tides. You can't hardly stop it. It's hard to stem the tide, but you can prevent the clutter from building up by going and cleansing the shore after each high tide. That's 3 times a day for you. Make sure that all that clutter that started to collect, which was mindless clutter, not on purpose clutter, that we make everybody aware of their habits, have them pick up their own things, you pick up yours, laugh about it, and get it put away. Do it enough and it'll become a habit. All right, let's say hello to everyone, see what's going on today, what your plans are for today, how you've been doing in the Flylady system, and maybe what you have planned for the weekend. Can't wait to see. Let's see who's on first. I believe it was my top mod, Ashley, and it was. Hey, Ashley. Kathy Petrowski-Williams is here, and Yasmin Sierra, Ruth Ann Morris and Melissa Moore, Sarah Simplicity and Mary B, and Ginger and Elizabeth Sato and Nilla and Mr. B and Donna Norris and Maria Conley and Laura Hanson and Gretchen Berkey, Izzy of Illustrate Life, Francesca Counts, Charlotte Welch, and Renata Sipos, Donna Norris, Pepper Durr, Pat Hinkie, Francesca Counts has a question. Some of the comments that I've seen so far is that you have changed the day and this may not be your car and purse day, and that's fine. and that you're looking forward to the weekend and where you're from, Indiana, etc. How the weather is beautiful where you are, finishing yoga, being a 20%er, going to work, roll tide, happy Friday. Lots of good comments in there. First question, though, which is in all caps, is Francesca Counts. What's most important, declutter or zones? Or do we do both each day? I'm a day 10 flybaby from Ohio. First of all, Francesca, I encourage you to watch How to Do the Flylady System for Newbies. The most important part of anything that we do is not zones, it is routines. A zone declutter and a zone deep clean is the same thing. It's just your zone. You don't clean until you've decluttered an area. So you won't be deep cleaning anything for a bit. You're going to be decluttering. You will be doing a basic weekly plan, the weekly home blessing hour, which will make things look nicer, but the deep clean comes later. And that's the easiest part of anything. So the decluttering is the hardest, but the root and the heart of this whole system is your routines. Okay, so go watch the video, How to Do the Flylady System for Newbies. It's on my homepage. It takes 40 minutes to watch straight through, but I do encourage you to stop it and to make notes. So you may take up to an hour. Come with pencil and paper in an hour's time. Okay? All right, Jackie Longnecker is here, and Tressa. She's going to a women's retreat. Somebody else said they were going to work today. Enjoy your women's retreat, Tressa. Laura Hansen was able to make her way through a ton of old sentimental school paper this week. Fantastic. And don't you feel lighter, Laura? Irene, my friend from Canada, good morning. No notification. I was waiting for you. Have a great day. Hope your move goes well. We are still renovating our new place and packing at the old one. I know your pain. You see my little thing is off the wall now. It's getting ready to be packed. Today is Friday. Tomorrow is Saturday. Sunday afternoon, all of our things will be totally moved out. So these 2 days are my last 2 days to finish up. Let's see. And it won't be long before you know what's happening. My personal mentees do know. My mods know. The rest of you will know soon. Izzy is encouraging everyone to become a Patreon if you're new. It helps with the weekday inspiration. Thank you, Izzy. Dickie Talmadge is here. Hi, Dickie from Santa Paula, California. Sherry Sumaza is here. You're welcome, Francesca. MG, I can't remember if it's Monica. I think it is Monica, is here. Izzy is giving instructions for everyone to give us a thumbs up. Looks like we're on track. We're at 21. We have 43 people. We're just a little under a half. Lynn Shear has a question. Mr. B and everyone, how long should the basic weekly plan take? I know the home blessing takes an hour. The basic weekly plan is different depending on what it is and how long it's been since you've done it. For example, weekly home blessing is an hour maximum. It can be less. Free day is all your free time. Wednesday is planning a desk day. That takes a little longer if you haven't done it in a while. You're going to take inventory of your refrigerator, wipe it out a little, take inventory of your pantry and your freezer. It doesn't have to be a sophisticated inventory, just a glance to see what you've got in there. It'd be nice to have a sophisticated inventory, a detailed inventory, but that's not what I'm saying when I'm telling you to do this. And then sitting down and making your menu based on what you have and your grocery list based on what you don't have. And then balancing your checkbook, looking at your budget. Maybe you don't even have a budget. That's going to take a little time. So that day is your quiet day, and it could take anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours. Thursday is your errand day. Again, could take as little as 30 minutes, as much as 2 hours. It depends. If you have to go buy groceries and shop every aisle, if you have a good list, you can still do it quickly. However, if you order your groceries and go pick them up, it takes a lot less time, much more efficient. It depends on all the other things you may have to do while you're out and how well you discipline yourself not to have an excursion, but instead be on a mission. On Friday, our car and purse day, that can take as little as 5 or 10 minutes, but it depends. If your car is filled up to here with garbage, it could take a long time. It could take an hour to get all that stuff out of your car. I hope not. But when you do these things regularly, they will take less time. Saturday is Family Fun Day. That's all day. And Sunday is Renew Your Spirit Day. That's all day. Okay, I hope that answered you. All right, let's see. Let's see if I have any more questions. When do you do the clutter checks? Morning, afternoon, and evening, Yasmin, depending on if you work outside the home or not. If you work outside the home, you're going to do your clutter check before you leave, when you come home from work, and before you start the evening routine. If you work as a fly lady, as a at-home fly baby, you're going to do it after breakfast, after lunch, and after supper, or something like that. I think I've caught up. Let's see. And Ashley is encouraging you to put your questions in all caps. Mr. B is encouraging you to put your questions in all caps. And they are twins. At Home with Audra. Hello, Audra. Welcome, and you're a new Patreon member as well. Thank you so much. I hope that you're getting a lot out of it. The video I'm making today is going to be called The Magazine Dilemma. I hope that helps. That's been a request from several of you. The most recent, hang on. The most recent person to ask for that was Patricia Higgina. So Patricia has requested that, and that's coming out today. Let's see. Ashley's excited for us. Kathy's excited for us. There's how to do the system for newbies. Margot says, big day of tax returns at work for me. So glad the season is almost over. Still doing routines, but just the basics. That's a tough time if that's your business. I know, Margot. Hi, Fran Apple. Misty Kester, good morning. I'm getting the kids ready for school at 6:27 in California. Up and at 'em, Misty. Waiting with bated breath to see your new place, not the fishy kind. You're so funny. Sophia Basil, hello. Born organized, Audra said, but thoroughly enjoying all the new processes and tips. As long as you don't judge us, Audra, you are so welcome. And we do have lots of born organized people in here who, even though they're organized and don't find themselves to be so distractible like most of us are, still find that these are legitimate ways to keep your house tidy in the easiest possible way. Sophia is listening from her car. Good morning, Kathy Jones. Kathy Perchowski-Williams said her sewing room project is going well. It's still a disaster, but it's like dripping water wearing away stone. Yes, ma'am, you've got it. Izzy said, Audra, isn't Patreon great? A great addition to the system. So glad you love it. There's a link for a Patreon. If you haven't yet become a Patreon, I encourage you to do so. It's only $5 a month, and I do make 5 videos a week. There are probably close to 190 videos that you have access to. If you should ever leave, you still have access to the ones that you've already paid for. So you can always go back and look if you haven't. And then maybe when you're there, you'll remember how great it was. And you'll come and see the new ones that we have. Audra is married. Oh, Audra, Izzy is saying she's married to a born organized. And a lot of us are. Our brains work differently. Yes, they do. If you have any questions, again, remember to put them in your questions in caps. Pepper says, how do you plan to unpack your boxes and how long are you giving yourself to get it done? Well, some of my boxes, I can't answer your question yet. I'll answer your question on the 11th or the 12th when we make the video, and then you'll see. It doesn't take long, though, because all of my boxes are organized by kitchen, living room, guest room, bedroom, office, like that. So they're all organized, and on every box, I've written some of what's in there, so I have an idea. So if I need the coffee pot and it's in the kitchen boxes, and I have all the kitchen boxes in the kitchen or in a specific area, so I can go look at all the kitchen boxes, I can see where my coffee pot is and say it's in that box. And so is the mixer, and so is the hand blender or whatever. You know, that's how I know. I don't write everything in there, but I write the major things just on one side. I write kitchen on all 4 sides. I write pointing up arrows so things won't get turned over. I write do not stack on the top if it's too fragile to have something on top of it. I'm pretty careful about my boxes, and that makes a big difference, and it really helps with the unpacking. It doesn't take me long. Let's see. Trying to see. I think I'm catching up. Okay. At home with Audra, no judgment at all, just love all things homemaking. We're so happy to have you, Audra. But remember that homemaking is a wonderful part of our vocation. It is our vocation, homemaking and motherhood and being a spouse, but it's not everything. The family and real life is everything. Having a place to live real life in that is beautiful and peaceful and organized and clean is secondary. It's important. It's very important. It causes peace in the home, less friction, but that's not your focus for the day. You're going to get that done early, and then the focus for the day is living in that space with your family. Okay? All right. Ginger, what happens when a lot of the clutter in is your husband's? How do you gently approach that? Well, I just made a Patreon video on it. It's called At the End of Your Zone, and it has to do with clutter from other people at the end of your zone. So there's some scripts in there. If you're not a patron, please come over and join, and you can see what I say. I give you some things to say. Let's see. And that was a request from, that video was a request from Ree Pedvin in Australia. She's awesome. She was one of my fly babies who graduated. She has that challenge. A lot of people do. Let's see. Oh, Izzy just said the same thing. I did one yesterday on that. Don't forget, born organized folks are often judged for being too fussy. That's true, Audra. But so are people who aren't born organized, because we are perfectionists. And a lot of people, born organized or not, have that string of perfectionism going through them. It's really, really hard for a sidetracked person because they just want to drill deep into that one perfectionist thing at the expense of everything else because of the nature of their thinking. However, a born organized person like my mother can totally be a perfectionist. And it's something we have to let go of because it's judgmental not only to others in your family, but also to yourself. So that's a thing I hope you really learn here. I think it'd be a great thing to take away. So I'm so happy to have you here, Audra. We even have a fly lady at Flylady Premium who is a born organized. So it happens. People love this. It's a wonderful system. And so we're not judging you either. We love you and welcome you. Shelley Lee, good morning. Margot, thanks for putting your name in, Margot. Thanks for keeping on putting your name in. Yes, early in California, this is how I start my mornings, and I love it. That's awesome. Yes, Ginger, that's one of my problems, Lynn says. Welcome, Shelley. Ginger is here. Libby Chapman, how long should clutter checks take? Just a few minutes. Just long enough to go with your eyes searching through all the areas that you have decluttered previously and all the areas that weren't cluttered, like maybe some floor space, to see if anybody's dropped their shoes, their backpack, your purse, the dog's leash, grocery bags, just different odd things that we tend to sit around, maybe books and Kleenex and candy wrappers or granola bar wrappers, those kinds of things. Just a few minutes. Everybody's on the hunt. It's like an Easter egg hunt. We're going to see what we didn't even realize we left and clean up. A really good point for your family to learn is to pick up when they stand up. Just like when you get out of the car, you look before you get out and make sure everybody takes their things. We all make nests, even born organized people make nests by their chairs when they're sitting. And it's important that a born organized person doesn't usually think about it. They just stand up and take it to the garbage and put it away. A sidetracked person won't even see it, so you have to make the effort to look and see what you've left. I totally make a nest everywhere, and I have to sit up. When I stand up, I have to say, okay, this goes here, and this goes here, and this goes here, because you just want to keep it at hand when you're sitting down. That's one of the biggest nests, okay? And then the kitchen counter is another bad one. but also areas where you've recently decluttered because the habit was to declutter that area. Let's say, for example, that your problem was that you threw your clothes on a chair instead of not acting like a teenager and taking your clothes and hanging them up and putting them away, or putting them in the dirty clothes or airing them out. So you've now cleared that chair, you've got all your clothes put away, and at night you're tired, you rip off your clothes and there they go. Now it's time to look and say, oh, what did I leave? Let's say you didn't look, you've already done your clutter check. So the next morning you get up, after breakfast, you run around the house, you do a clutter check, and there are your clothes on the chair from when you did that the night before. That doesn't take long. Put them in the dirty clothes or hang them up. What other things have you done between the time you did your after dinner clutter check and your after breakfast clutter check? It's not going to be a lot. That's why you do it 3 times a day. Okay, good question. Let's see. At Home with Audra said, yes, blesses my beautiful family. Kayla said, good morning. That's Kayla Lemerick. Izzy said, I used to think I had to be all perfect TV moms, and that's not even real or possible, so I'm happy I found this system. Our life is way better now. Yes. Good morning. So late. We'll watch the rest later. That's okay, Belinda Needham. Michelle Scarborough had a question, and I missed it. So, Michelle, would you repost it? Or if you're one of my mods, would you catch that and put it on here for me? Thank you. Fran is not born organized. I'm not a born organized person, Audra, but I admire you. My last son is a born organized, and he practically raised me in the area of organization. And Audra, I have a daughter who is sidetracked like myself, and another one who's born organized. So it just happens. It's just the way. It's like having blue eyes or green eyes or brown eyes. It's nothing we can control, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. Michelle Kennedy Hawkins, good morning. Brooke Jimerson, good morning. And I'm not talking that, Audra, you would be ashamed of being born organized. I'm talking about the sidetracked people not measuring up. That's nothing to be ashamed of. We just think differently. We have to have a plan. If you have any questions, again, please put them in caps. Thank you very much, my top mod, my darling Ashley. I am a nest maker too, Izzy says. Yes, ma'am. Michelle Scarborough, here's the question. Any tips on easily transitioning the Flylady system from a normal 5-day work week to a 3 12-hour work days? Hubby will be working those hours too, and I don't want to put things off until my day's off. Well, unfortunately, when you work a 12-hour work week day, 3 12-hour work days, which is 36 hours, which gives you less time working than you had to work when you worked a 40-hour week, 5 days a week, but it makes you have a recovery day, because I work those days and I know what that's like. You're going to have to collapse some time frames and work a couple of days more than you would have. So you'll double up on those days, because we really only have 4 work days in the week. One is a free day. So do your routines every day that you can. You should be able to do a morning routine and a before bed routine, and that's probably it. Grab dinner and clean up after dinner, or make it easier on yourself with paper plates and things like that. And then when you are home, you're at home for 4 days. One of those days is going to be a rest day where you're just going to do routines. You might feel good in the afternoon. And then 3 of those days, you can do your 4 days of work in 3 days. Unfortunately, it seems that those kinds of schedules incorporate your weekend, and you don't have a weekend with your family. So you do have to plan that. So you might even want to take and make it a 2 workday week and do double your work on 2 days, which is only 30 minutes instead of 15 minutes in a zone, for example. And then you would have a full day off with your family. Okay? That's how you do it. You just have to plan it. You have to be the CEO, use your common sense, and figure out what works best for you and your family. Let's see. Good question, Michelle. Maria Conley, hi everyone. I have to go to my brother-in-law's in the hospital. Please keep him in your prayers. Will do, Maria. Joanne Plans is here. Hi, Joanne. TGIF. Prayers for Maria. Plans. Larry, you guys are crazy. Patricia, hello, hello. Hi, Patricia. Good morning. Izzy said, I could not live without my plans. Patricia, I am not born organized at all, and I love the system. And you're doing quite well, Patricia. You couldn't live without her. Kathy Petrowski Williams, at Ginger. First, I decluttered my clothes. Then I told him on Tuesday, hey, I've cleaned out my closet and drawers. If you'd like, with help on yours on Saturday, I'll go through it with you, or something like that. I think that's what you said. And that's a good example. Hi, Marty, my little sister, my beautiful mod. Patricia said, I love my sidetrack joy, but love my routines. Who gave me $5? Who did that? Mr. B wants to go to Starbucks. It'll make us feel better. He's so crazy. That is a quote from Urban Cowboy when he says, let's go to Gillies. It'll make us feel better. If you haven't seen it, watch that movie. Larry loves that line because it's so dumb. Patricia's not, okay, where was I? I love my sidetrack joy, but I love my routines. I went to the beach yesterday, cold day in Chicago, but beautiful, on my free day. I never had free days before, and I love it. I'm so glad you did that, Patricia. I love Chicago. Kathy Petrowski-Williams, and I have something special planned so you can find things easy. Yes. Illustrate Life, Izzy, Ashley Beauty, I must be missing something. I mean plans, as in my planner. And someone came in here named Plans Cool. Yes, Joanne, plans. That's what Larry always says, plans. He's actually saying plans because that's the way Ashley pronounces plans in Scottish. Plans. And they work together. So that's why when she sees her, she goes crazy, like a little puppy. I love you, Ashley. I'm not teasing. Tracy Allen. Hi, Trace. I almost missed you. Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday, Tracy. Fran Apple is here. Oh, saying hey to Maria and prayers for Maria. Joanne said, but I am a planner at Illustrate Life. Yes, you are. That's why she's called Joanne Plans. Plans is not really her last name. Oh, I feel silly. Thank you. Don't feel silly. That was a great idea, Ginger said to Kathy. Getting on late. That's okay, Allison. Shelby is here, Savage Kids. Hey, good morning, Kat and Mr. B. Good morning. Rebecca R., good afternoon, Kat. Just caught you, and I've been in the kitchen washing up plates, etc. Do you or anyone have any ideas on making dishwashing any more interesting? Thanks. Yes. On this channel, if you go back, you can find a video called Being the Dishes Diva, or the Dishes Diva. I'm not sure if it's called Being. Please look that up. Please watch that. It will make a wonderful, wonderful difference in the way you do dishes and in your attitude about doing dishes. Patricia, you are so sweet. Everyone who gives money to me makes me feel so humble, even Mr. B. And I really, really appreciate it. It's such a sweet thought, and it's such a nice gesture, and I really love you for it. Thank you. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you, Larry. Hey, Marty, are you ready for company? Izzy says, knowing that we're going to be moving in there Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, and Wednesday night. We'll spend 4 nights with my sister. If you have any questions, please put them in caps. Thanks again, Patricia, for your sweet donation. Allison Stevens, it's Dishes Diva, yes. Libby Chapman, the one who said they live anything home. To the one who said they live anything home. Devi Titus has material and experience in her home. Her books are the table experience and home experience. I don't know what you're talking about, but that sounds nice. Minnie C. Riley, Wealthy Camp Girl. I've decided to only have flat sheets, no more fitted sheets. That's a decision a lot of people make, surprisingly. I am you know what, on that commercial about DNA that says I'm the twitchy gene? I have that gene that makes me move all night long, and my beds will come apart. So I have the twitchy gene. My grandmother called me a bad bedfellow when I slept with her because I wiggled so much. So that won't work for me, but it does work for a lot of people. And in fact, that was the original way sheets were. They weren't fitted, they were flat. Bye, Ashley. She's got to go to get her daily walk in. You're doing so well, Ashley, and I'd like you to know that I am back on track. I had gained 5 pounds due to stress eating and just general stress in general. I am down to only 4 pounds. 4 pounds of that is gone. I'm only up 1 pound. So I feel confident that by next Wednesday, it'll be gone. Giant flat sheet on my queen size bed makes it easier to make up my bed. Oh, that's a good idea. If you have more sheet under the queen size bed. Good idea. Mary Beth Blackledge, good morning. Mr. B said, Patricia, you rock. Mommy is a lion. That's Moira. I am remembering you, Moira. Just in, kids about to land home from school. Will catch what I can. Love you both on your move to your new home. Love to you both. Thank you, Moira. Candace Vandal, good morning. Rebecca, thank you. I will watch that Dishes Diva video. Absolutely, Rebecca. Anybody who hasn't watched it, who has to wash dishes, I recommend that you go watch it again. Or if you've watched it, haven't watched it in a long time. I'm excited to have a sleepover, Marty said. Linda Dalmas, my sweetheart, I'm so glad to see you every day on here, Linda. It makes me so happy to see your sweet face. Be careful with your ankle. You'll be doing lots of walking when you move. And I have been already doing lots of walking. And Mr. B's been taking good care of me. Libby Chapman, someone said they love anything home. Maybe the born organizer. Maybe. I think we all love home things. I think that's why we were called to be homemakers. I don't know. I love it. I do love everything nice about my home. It just, I don't want it to be the focus. Okay, Kathy said, oh, and since the clothes have been decluttered and put in the drawers like a file system, there's no more fold more. So much easier to put away clothes. Kathy, that is so true. So true, because when you get rid of the clothes that you don't wear or your children don't wear, you'll discover that those were the things that filled the drawers and closets, and you were wearing just a little bit of those clothes, and they kept being washed and crammed in on the top or crammed in the closet. When you get rid of those, you have room for your clothes to breathe. The closet smells better, your clothes are fresher, less wrinkled, and the ones in the drawer you can see if you need new underwear or socks or whatever, instead of having millions of socks bursting out of the drawers, etc. So yes, very happy for you, Kathy. Patricia said, awesome at Kat. Illustrate Life, Izzy said, yay, you go, Kat, on the weight control. Thank you, Izzy. That was Mount Fullmore. I knew what you meant, Kathy. Starbucks, here we come. It's been 31 minutes. We are going to leave in just a minute. It was Audra. Okay, we love Audra. Everybody, I hope everybody welcomed Audra. I don't know, did you? Let's welcome Audra. Make her feel comfortable. Allison Stevens, have a blessed and wonderful weekend, everyone. Going to PTA. Any tips on processes for picture organization? That's a big one, Audra. My recommendation is that you separate it by family members if you can, or events, and put them in Ziploc bags while you're doing it. And then get rid of the ones that are fuzzy, duplicates, etc. Just consider it as you would when you delete pictures out of your phone. You know, we have this nice advantage now, and that's what I would do. And then later on, if you want to put them in books or have them put in electronic books or whatever, you can do that. Oh, Audrey, you're getting some love now. All right. Okay, everyone, it has been 32 minutes. I'm going to say goodbye, and I will see you after my move on Monday morning. Have a wonderful weekend. Keep me in your prayers, and always remember that you are beautiful. Bye-bye.